The Denver Broncos were back on the practice field on Wednesday to prepare for their game against the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. And every game from here on out feels like a playoff game, according to Pat Surtain. And good news for the Broncos, their injury report looks great for week 15 of the regular season. Actually, week 16 of the regular season as they prepare for Jacksonville. And really good news on a couple of key players for the Broncos. Harvey not only practiced on the field today, but he was a full participant, and after practice, Sean Payton said he's, quote, good, and he's good to go for the game. So expect Harvey to play on Sunday. That is massive news. The Broncos also signed Cody Schrader, the running back. They claimed him off the waivers from the Texans, who has also played for the Jags this year, which is interesting. And Sean Payton said that move had nothing to do with Harvey's injury. They just like adding good backs, and you can never have enough of them. So welcome to Cody, and good news on RJ. Other good news, Pat Bryant was a full participant in practice today after missing this past game, dealing with that hamstring injury. In fact, only two people weren't full participants in practice today. Ben Powers, who's coming back, he was limited, which is still a very encouraging sign. He might be back for the Jags game this week. And Justin Strnad, the only player that did not practice. I would not be surprised if he misses a week, maybe two, since the following week is a short week against the Kansas City Chiefs, but I do expect Justin to be good to go once the playoffs roll around. So really, really good news for the Broncos on that injury front, especially seeing Pat Bryant and Harvey out there. And without Justin Strnad, the Broncos actually are getting some help at inside linebacker. Karen Reed, the linebacker who was put on injured reserve about a month ago, was designated to return off the IR today. So he was out at practice today wearing number 47. So Broncos lose Justin for potentially this week and next week, potentially, but they do get some help at that inside linebacker spot. Really, really good news. More good news. Great vibes, by the way, out at Broncos today. Some other good news with that. Bo Nix, congratulations. Bo Nix won the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Week award. He beat out Trevor Lawrence, who had 6 total touchdowns, but Bo Nix had a near perfect game against the Green Bay Packers, leading the Broncos to that win. So he gets that award. And speaking of awards, Bo Nix is starting to be mentioned in MVP conversations. In fact, he has the 4th best odds to win MVP. So after practice today, I asked Bo, what does it mean to be in these conversations, especially since your second year in the NFL isn't even over? And he said, it's pretty cool, but then he went to give all the credit to his team. He said, it means we're 12-2, and he's damn right about that. Typically, MVP is given to one of the top quarterbacks for the best teams in the NFL. I still think Bo has a shot of actually winning the award, or being really close to winning it, if the Broncos finish the season 15-2, and he continues to stack really good games on top of the ones that he did this past week. But regardless, he's in the conversation. Also, Bo Nix is second all-time in wins for a player in his first 2 seasons in the NFL. He surpassed some other guys this past week. He has 22 wins. He is only 2 wins shy of tying Russell Wilson's record. He can break Russell Wilson's record of 24 wins. That's all time for any quarterback in his first 2 years in the NFL. Bo also gave credit to his teammates for that. He said, look, I don't play defense. I don't play special teams. Those guys help me get the wins, and everyone on offense does as well. So Bo is the ultimate team player, continuing to give credit to his teammates. And one of his teammates that might get more playing time this week, despite Harvey being okay and playing this week, as Sean Payton said, Jaleel McLaughlin is a guy that Sean Payton said after this Packers game, he was looking at his notes and said, I need to get more touches for Jaleel, and he said he wants to prioritize that moving forward. So expect maybe more touches, specifically running the ball is what Sean seemed to indicate, running the ball for Jaleel this week and moving forward. He said, he kind of indicated while he's a shorter guy, he's built to run the ball. So he believes that Jaleel can handle a bigger workload. So maybe see more Jaleel and RJ this coming week and moving forward into the playoffs. On the other side of the ball, Riley Moss leads the NFL in defensive pass interference penalties, but if you watch him play, man, some of those are really soft calls. And Pat Surtain had Riley Moss's back today, called the call that he had this past week ticky-tacky, and that's a nice way of saying it, because that was a 25-yard penalty. Riley just playing good physical ball there, and got called for that. He has 10 defensive penalties, pass interference penalties on the season, which is the most in the NFL. I believe he has the 5th most penalties called on him him. But Sean Payton, Vance Joseph, and Pat Surtain all have Riley Moss's back. And what Pat said is Riley bounces back incredibly well from those. He does not let one play get to him and slow him down. So that is a very, very key thing there. Riley Moss posted on his Instagram yesterday, and his caption was lactose intolerant, which is pretty funny there. A guy who is on the Jaguars that used to be on the Broncos is having a homecoming this week, and it is someone that everyone loves. Tim Patrick is coming back to town this week with the Jaguars. And Tim Patrick has 3 touchdowns on the season. Only 13 catches, only 179 yards. But 3 touchdowns is pretty darn impressive. And I'll tell you what, this building loves Tim Patrick. Courtland Sutton loves him. The offense loves him. The defense loves him. Sean Payton loves him, even though Sean hasn't really got to work with him as a coach, because Tim Patrick just got hurt in the first 2 training camps, and the second training camp was when Sean was here for the first time. But Sean said it was devastating when Tim Patrick got hurt. And obviously the Broncos cut him last year, and then he's bounced around, went from the Lions, now he's on the Jags, and they are so happy to see Tim Patrick's success. But they'd be okay if his success waited until after this week to start up again. Maybe he has success in the playoffs against other teams. Courtland Sutton said he and Tim were going back and forth this week, but Tim said, I got to stop talking to you until after the game. So it's going to be cool to see those guys have an embrace after a potential Broncos win there. Another cool story today, the Bandy man, Michael Bandy, getting a lot of very deserved love from his teammates. And I'll tell you what, Courtland Sutton, Bo Nix, and Sean Payton just went on and on about how cool it was to see Michael Bandy get his first touchdown of his career. I think he's been cut 12 times. He's bounced around teams. Sean Payton told the team, Michael Bandy has practiced in over 350 practices, and this was his first touchdown. And all 3 of those guys talked about the character of Michael Bandy, how the teammates all went and celebrated with him. They made sure to get his first touchdown ball that he dropped after he got it, and that just shows how much they love him. And Bo had an incredible quote at the end of that. He said, quote, every team needs a Bandy, and I think we got the best one. Michael Bandy is loved in this building, and it was really cool to see him get his first touchdown, and maybe not his last touchdown either. And speaking of the Jags coming to town this week, Sean Payton identified one thing that really sticks out about the Jags that I think is going to be the key in this game, the turnover margin. They are plus 10 on turnover margin, meaning they have 10 more takeaways than they have turnovers, and it's because their defense has the second most interceptions in the NFL. Their defense has the second most takeaways in the NFL, and that's something Sean Payton really, really identified. And a key to that, I asked Sean this. I said, what are they really good at taking the ball away? What's the key to that? And he said, they have defensive backs that can catch the ball. Some defensive backs, he said, are able to just swat it away but aren't able to catch it. The Jags are able to catch it. So, Bo, don't throw interceptions. He also said, Sean Payton said, that they're really good at stripping the ball, so running backs and guys with the ball are going to have to hold on to it really well. I think that's the key in this game, and Sean Payton agrees with me, pointing to that turnover margin. Bo's got to be safe with the ball, and then the Broncos get 1 or 2 turnovers and flip that in their favor, and I think the Broncos have this game pretty easy if they're able to do that. And a really fun way to end this one out. So we know how good sports are in this great state of Colorado right now. You got the Avs with the best record in the NHL. You got the Nuggets, who have the best player in NBA, and they are really, really good right now. And then you got the best team in the NFL with the Denver Broncos at 12-2. Courtland Sutton said he was talking to some Nuggets players recently, and he told them it's our turn to bring a parade to this city. And I love that, just like everyone in the Mile High City should as well. And he said the sports scene in Colorado is, quote, bumping, and it certainly is, just like Mile High will be on Sunday for Broncos Jags. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, like this video. We give you updates daily heading into the game, all season long, all off season. So a like really helps us out. Subscribing gets you all that up-to-date Broncos coverage. Thank you for watching.